Hello there, class. It is Monday night, and I'm doing your lesson for tomorrow. And this is our lesson 7.10, looking at shapes. So as you can see right here on my counter, I have a bunch of shapes here, and we've been learning about flat shapes, but today we're going to learn about three-dimensional shapes. So I want to tell you some names, and you can see some of these shapes are represented here on the page in a picture, right? There's an ice cube, there's a ball. So in our box here, we have some shape names. Number one says cone. This says cube. This says cylinder. This says rectangular prism. And this one says sphere. So we're going to learn about those shapes today. So the first one there says cone. So I want to show you a picture of a cone right here. So a cone is going to be like a party hat, or if you turn it upside down, like an ice cream cone. And the closest thing I have to a cone here is this light that I have from Evan's room, and it's not flat on the bottom. A real cone is flat on the bottom, but so you can see a cone is going to look sort of like a triangle when you look at it from the side, but it's got a pointy top, and then it's going to have a flat bottom like this. So the bottom should be flat and the top should be pointy. So this one isn't exactly a cone, but it's sort of similar to a cone. I didn't have a cone. This is the other one I have that's similar to a cone. So this little watermelon here. So if you look at it this way, it looks like a triangle, but it goes all the way around. So it's not a flat triangle, and it's flat on the bottom. This is an eraser, and then it's pointy on the top. So this shape is called a cone right here. So I'm going to move those over so we don't get confused. The second shape that we have says cube. So a cube is going to be something that has some faces. So the faces are going to be the fronts of it when you look at it, just like your face. So these are all called faces. And a cube actually has 1, 2, 3, 4 faces, and then it has one on the top, 5, and one on the bottom. That's 6. So a cube has 6 faces, but it's the shape of a square when you look at it head on, which means that all of these sides are going to be equal in length. So you can see here we have a cube. So a dice that you play with a game, or an ice cube from your freezer, or this Rubik's cube. These are all going to be the shape of a cube. And notice this Rubik's cube is actually made out of a lot of other smaller cubes right here too. So there's our cube. The next thing we have on our list is a cylinder. So a cylinder may not be something you know, but this candle is the shape of a cylinder, and so is this paint bucket right here. Something else that's the shape of a cylinder is this can of tomatoes I have right here. So it's got one flat face, 2 flat faces, and then it's got a curved side. So if I look at it like this, it's going to look like a circle. But as you can see, it's a 3-dimensional circle. So the 2 faces look like a circle, but it's got these sides. So this is called 3D. So instead of being just flat, it's something I can hold. So this is a cylinder. Let's say cylinder, and this candle is also a cylinder. We've got a flat top, looks like a circle, and a flat bottom, and then a curved side. So here we have some cylinders. So let's review. So far we have some cones, and we have some cubes, and now we have cylinder. The next shape we're going to look at is a rectangular prism. So that's going to be like a cube, except for that it's going to have some long sides. So, and it's got the word rectangle right in it, so you know that it's going to be the shape of a rectangle, like my eraser here. So my eraser here has 1, 2, 3, 4 faces, 5, and 6. 6 faces, but 2 of the faces are big, and the other faces are small rectangulars. And we call this a rectangular prism. And so a box or a book would also be a rectangular prism. Here is another rectangular prism. Your SIPS cards come in a box. So we can see that that's the shape of a rectangular prism, and so is this book. So we've got a long skinny face, and we've got a flat face on the front and a flat face on the back. So those are called rectangular prisms right there, and they're the shape of a rectangle, their faces. The last shape that we have on our list says sphere, and that's the easiest one of all. This one is just going to be like ball, but the mathematical word for it isn't ball, it's sphere. So the difference between this and a circle is because a circle you can't turn it all around like this and hold it on your hand like this. This golf ball here is also a sphere. The earth is a sphere, and orange is generally the shape of a sphere. So we have a lot of different shapes. Here, these are called 3D or three-dimensional shapes because you can pick them up and hold them and turn them around. The thing about three-dimensional shapes is they have faces. The faces are going to be the flat sides that you can see. A rectangular prism has a face that looks like a rectangle. A sphere looks like a ball. A cylinder has faces that look like a circle and then a curved side. A cube has 6 faces that are all equal, the same size, and they're going to look like a square, of course. And then our cone is going to have a flat face on the bottom and a point on the top, like this cone and like that cone. All right, so our directions here say draw a line to match the shapes and write the name of the shape. So I'm going to give you a day to do that. We've got cube, sphere, cylinder, cylinder, sphere, cube, rectangular prism, cone, cone, rectangular prism. All right, so today's math work will be Unit 7, Lesson 10 in Think Central. Please click into your Think Central, and please remember to turn it in at the end so that it goes to me. Otherwise, it's marked as a missing assignment. It'll turn red, and then if you miss it past the due date, it won't let you go back to it. So please make sure that you do all of those. I've put them in all the way through to the end of Unit 7. So we'll finish Unit 7 this week, and we'll have our test next week, and then we'll be done with Unit 7, and then Unit 8, the last unit in our book, we will save for when we are in June in summer school. All right? All right. Good luck.